So the last thing I just want to talk about before we leave today is MIDI mapping. Okay, so you might have noticed that sometimes I'm using my mouse to just click on these things, but I actually don't need to do that. And what do I mean? So if I go back to deck A, let me just demonstrate here. You'll see that I'm moving this, okay? I'm moving it with my computer, or my MIDI controller, okay? And with the crossfader, I have it pre-mapped to my keyboard as well. So there's a lot of customizations you can do here, and you can see I have it set with the return tracks as well for all these return tracks, okay? And it's actually really easy to do. So if you come up here, let me just turn the keyboard off for a moment, where it says MIDI, okay? You can click on this MIDI tab here in the upper right hand side, and this is for customizing using a MIDI controller, aka a external hardware device. So again, if you have like the Ableton 1 or Ableton 2 push series, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But maybe you have a third party controller that you want to custom MIDI map yourself. And by the way, the key command is Command M for that. But anything that you see highlighted in this bluish color is fair game, meaning that you can customize your keyboards or your hardware devices to map. And you can see right over here, the note/control is showing me which things that I MIDI map. So let me just demonstrate. Let's say because earlier I set up the phase flanger on a return track C, I could go ahead and now say, okay, I'm going to click on the send C for deck A, and then I'm going to bring my hands down to the knob, one of the free knobs that I have on my keyboard, and I'm just going to twist that knob just once like that, and now you can see that it popped up here, the phase flanger. And then I can hit Command M to get out of this, and now if I start twisting the knob, there it is, okay? Super intuitive, super easy. For some reason, if you are having a hard time with this though, there is some things that maybe your keyboard or your MIDI controller is not showing up. You can go to your preferences, and this is a really important section to understand and to know, and we talk about this in our Ableton classes, but under here, this is where you would see your control surface with the input and output controls, and then the MIDI ports for the in and outs with track sync and remote, and then with MPE for anyone who has Ableton 11. MPE is one of the newer MIDI functions that's really fun, but I'm not going to dive into that right now, but this is an important section, so you might need to access your controller. And you can see here Ableton's list just continues to grow with all these different types of controllers that I guarantee if you do have a controller like an APC 20 or APC 40, all of these different third-party controllers live here. Okay, so one last little tip that I want to give you is that, let's say if you want to do some customization with the volume control, one thing that I've noticed is that when I use something like here, let me just go ahead and MIDI map the volume control. Let's see if I use, so I'm just using my keyboard here. Okay, the one thing that can, so look, if I go to, I'm using my pitch wheel or not my pitch wheel, my mod wheel to use this for volume control. But if you notice, if I go all the way up, it goes past 0 dB, which can be an issue. That can cause unwanted distortion. The tracks will be inconsistent, especially if I'm trying to get it right at 0. So what you can do is when you're custom mapping this, go back, hit Command M, and then up where I have the track volume, you can set the minimal and maximum value. So I want this to be maxed out at 0 dB, and then minimal meaning negative infinite, so complete silence here. Okay, so when I do that, now when I adjust this, it won't, even if I bring my mod wheel all the way to the top here, as I push it up, it will only max out at 0 dB. Okay, it won't go past that. So that's really good to know, that you can actually customize the minimal and maximum values, and especially for effects, like let's say for your returns, for whatever reason, your sends and your returns, you don't want those to max out all the way, you can customize those as well.